Hi Flosstube, I'm Pam. Welcome to my channel where I talk about all the things I've been stitching and buying and cross-stitch stuff. Yeah, today is Monday, July 26th, and this is Flosstube number 39, in case you keep track of things like that. Welcome if you're new. I hope you stay a while. And to my returning viewers, thanks so much for coming back. I appreciate it. I've been gone a while. I did have a scheduled skip, so you knew I wasn't going to film one of the past weeks, but I have not filmed since July 6th. So I'm going to try to talk fast and keep this brief, but I do have a lot to show. I mean, I guess it's not a ton. It looks like a ton if you could see what's sitting on the side of me. I'm hoping to keep this at the 45-minute mark. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, here's how I've got notes, and I decided maybe you'd want to know the order of stuff that we're going to talk about things in case you're the kind of person who only likes haul or only wants to hear about see whips or is only in it to see the giveaway. You'll know what order things are happening in. I won't have timestamps though, but if you're just kind of zhuzhing ahead and you know that haul comes after whips wow, that sounded better planned out in my head before I started talking. Anyway, first we're going to talk about some important announcements that I say they're important, like they mean something. It's more like administrative stuff, but administrative seems so like, I don't know, technical, or I just have some stuff to say that I want to make sure I say right at the beginning. And then we're going to do a little bit of life update, which I'm going to try to keep brief, but it's been a while since we've chatted, so it might be a little lengthy. Then we're going to do whips. I'm going to fiddle with my pens the entire time. Then there's going to be haul. Then we're going to talk plans. Then we're going to do the giveaway. And then if you have been following my, my new obsession known as backyard birding, then I will do a little update on that at the very, very end. So if you're not into birds, I understand. That's why I'll do it at the end. Okay, so important things that you need to know, or that I want to say. First, a few people have mentioned me on Instagram and I didn't get to respond to them, and now I'm probably not going to, because that's how my life is going right now. I was camping when I got mentioned and I just wasn't super paying attention to social media, but I want to say thank you here. Jessie from Bobo Stitch and Quilt, thank you so much. And Pandemic Stitcher, thank you. I appreciated it. It was some sort of tag that you all were doing in July. I somehow missed the boat on that, but I'm going to do one in August for the first time ever. I'm going to do like a Instagram thing. We'll talk about that in plans. Also, I'm so excited that my friend Tracy, OG Stitchery on Instagram, has made her first Flosstube. Yay, Tracy. So if you are looking for a new Flosstuber and you like to start with somebody right at the beginning, give Tracy a shot. I will have everybody I mentioned linked in the description box below. Like, that's so you know where to look. Tracy is super into Halloween. So if you love Halloween stitching, you're definitely gonna wanna check her out. She also really likes Disney. And she has other projects going on as well. But I always think, Tracy, when I think of you, I think of Halloween. Okay, what else do I wanna say? Oh, how did I not start off with this? Thank you so much, Soli, I think that's how you say your name, for donating this week's flowers. I went with some white roses. I thought they would look fun against the red wall, and I kind of think they do. Thanks, Soli, who I believe on Instagram is Frog in My Stitcher. Frog in My Stitch, Frog in My Stitcher. Wow, I'm not good at this, Soli. I'm sorry. Anyway, what's next? I host a Hawk Run Hollow Stitch Together Zoom meetup twice a month. Normally I host it on the second and fourth Thursdays of the month at 7 p.m. Eastern. And if you are stitching any of the Hawk Run Hollow patterns by Carriage House Samplings and you want to join in on those Zoom meetups, what happens is there's a form in the description box below, a Google form that says Hawk-Run Hollow Stitched Together form, and you fill that out. And then the day before each one of the meetups, I'll send you an email with the link. It's a new link every time. The next one, because I was camping last week, is this Thursday, which is actually the 5th Thursday in July, but we had to, schedule changes. Also, I don't want to forget to say this. This schedule is only for the summer. I will be doing a new schedule probably in the fall. It'll still be Hawk-Run Hollow. So anyway, this Thursday, July 29th at 7 p.m., you do not have to fill out the Google form if you already have, but if you are new to my channel and you're like, holy moly, I'm stitching a Hawk-Run Hollow and I'd love some motivation and I'd love to stitch with some folks who are also stitching Hawk-Run Hollows, fill out the Google form and I'll send you the link. Okay, we are now on to the life update portion. We're going so fast. Okay. Things that have happened since the last time we chatted. My son had his graduation party, which is the reason I skipped 2 weeks ago, is because I had so much to do to get ready for that. And it was a lovely day. It went really well. It did thunderstorm on and off the whole time, but that was okay because we planned for it and we set up our garage with extra tables and chairs, which we don't normally do when we have a pool party in the backyard. And so when it thundered out, people jumped out of the pool and went into the garage. And when the thunder ended, they went back in the pool. It worked. It was fine. And then the day after that, I had a special visit from my friend Christy from Christy's Corner. If you are not watching Christy, you are seriously missing out. She's fantastic. She's multi-craftual. Yeah. And I love her. And so I met her for the first time because she was driving through Rhode Island for a vacation. And so she stopped and we had lunch and we stitched together and it was a wonderful 4 hours. And thank you so much for coming and stopping by, Christy. It was like the highlight of my July. Although, okay, maybe one of the 2 highlights of my July, because then I went camping and we went camping up in Freeport, Maine. And not me and Christy, but me and my husband and my son, my youngest son, went camping. And we went this past Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We were supposed to stay Saturday night, but Sunday was supposed to be really yucky. And I'm not too keen on packing up a wet tent on the wet ground while I'm being rained on. That was a hard pass. So we went home Saturday night instead of sleeping there. We stayed in the Wolf's Neck campground. I don't know, something like that, Wolf's Neck. It was a nice place. But because I was in Freeport, I was super close to Helen D, who invited me to come stitch with her main stitching group, ladies. And so I got to meet Helen. And I got to meet Lynette from Homesteading on the Homefront, who is not from Maine, but happened to be there at the same time as me. And it was like fate. And then I met Penny, who owns the Daily Stitcher. Yes. If I have that wrong, Penny, I apologize, but I will have your shop linked in the description box below. She owns an online needlework shop, and she is your source when Pam and Steph from Just Keep Stitching announce a Twin Peaks Primitive chart of the week, which they do every week, and you get 20% off that chart for just 1 week. You can get the hard copy only at the Daily Stitcher. And then I also got to meet Donna and Wendy and Cheryl and Kathy, and I hope I'm not forgetting anyone. But they were thank you to Helen for hosting and having me, and thank you for the warm welcome. They were just a lovely group of ladies, and I had a great time, and I didn't mind leaving my menfolk behind while I stitched on our family vacation at all. So those were like the 2 highlights of my July right there. Yeah, I'm probably going to I'm going to try not to get emotional. I thought I was like the only cross stitcher in the universe left until I discovered Flosstube. Like every needlework shop that I had been to for years closed. I never had in-person stitching friends. I thought it was like a dying hobby that nobody did anymore but me, and I could only buy my stuff that I liked online. And then Flosstube happened, and I discovered that that wasn't true, and I've made so many stitchy friends, and it's such a wonderful community, and I'm so happy I found it. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. I have a downer. I do have a downer life update. For those of you who've been watching me, at least since Flossmas, you have met my cat Magic, who is our oldest cat. We have 3 cats, 2 dogs. And he's a black and white tuxedo cat, and he made an appearance in one of my Flossmas videos. I'll link it below, in which he hung out on this table behind me the whole time. And this past winter, he had a tumor on his mouth, and the prognosis was not good, but we had it removed and we thought things were going well. But he's going back to the vet tomorrow because I think that he has a new tumor up near his ear. And he's acting like he's having some cognitive issues, and his balance is off and his appetite is decreased, and I think it's not looking good. So we'll see tomorrow at the vet, but if any of you are in the sending positive vibes camp and you want to send some his way, I'd appreciate it. Thanks. Okay, holy moly, 11 and a half minutes in and I'm already up to the whips. I thought life updates was going to take 3 years. It did not. Okay, what have I worked on since you've seen me last? I think I have everything here. I don't remember when I worked on everything. And to be honest, I have not done a lot of stitching. It's just been a busy month. But I did get a finish for now. So I have been stitching, can't get it out of the bag. That's because I'm getting the wrong thing out of the bag. I'm stitching this ornament by Plum Street. It's called Goth, Moth, and it's a kit that you can get. I assume you can get them from your needlework shops. I got mine straight from Plum Street. Jody, I think is her name, yeah, on her Etsy shop. But super cute. I'm stitching this for my daughter for Christmas, and I have got all the stitching done. We're gonna go like this so you can see that better. There we go. So I have got all the stitching done, all that needs, I'm gonna peek over, all that, it's just my eyes. That's so weird looking. Okay, all that's left that needs to get done is the beading, and then I have to turn it into the ornament. So, yeah. I'm not gonna do that till closer to Christmas. Then, I had Hawthorne Hollow stitched together. I think that was the 8th. I'm doing a year at Hawthorne Hollow. And I'm working on the June block. And I have, oh no, I do have it rolled up the right way. And I have been plugging along. I feel like every time I've showed it, I've gotten a little bit more of her dress done. So I've got all the blue in her dress done. And we're so close. I just have to finish up her dress. And I think like the word June goes in the middle there. And I want to do a little customization because it's a wedding block. And I didn't get married in June, but my parents did. So I kind of gave his hair coloring to look like my dad and hers to look like my mom. And I want to put their date in here somewhere. And I'm probably going to have to figure out how to do that a little 1/1 because I don't think it's going to fit any other way. Unless I do it like maybe in her dress. I don't know. We'll see. But that's getting close, and that will come out again this Thursday. Just plugging along. That is being stitched on 40 count Legacy by Picture This Plus. I always forget to say that. I don't know why. All right, let me get that stuff over there. Okay, and then I worked on Night Walk Down by the Blue Flower, which I am stitching on 32 count Vintage Tarnished Silver by Lakeside Linens. And I didn't get a lot done, but I got a little bit done. I got some more of the words in here. So that's where we're at. I am planning on finishing this year. We'll see. It's not looking good, but one never knows. I am thinking, because we're halfway through the year, so of course I'm thinking of next year already. Last year, I limited myself to 12 whips, and that's all I was allowed to have. So to start something new, I had to finish something. And I was much happier. One of my commenters, or somebody on the Hawk Run Hollow Stitch Togethers, I've forgotten who, because I can't even remember my kids' names half the time, said that I seemed happier last year when I limited myself to 12 whips. And they're right, because I am definitely going to go back to that. So I have to finish myself down so that I've got 22 whips right now. So I need to finish 10 before the end of the year so that I can start 2022 with just 12. Actually, I'll have to finish more than 10 because I like to do a new year, new start. And I've got things I'm starting this year that our plan starts. It's okay. It'll all work out. Then on the 13th, I like to do my Halloween stitching. Is the hashtag dark 13 stitching. I don't remember who came up with that. It might have been Emily C from Eclectic Possessions. Anyway, it's a hashtag on Instagram that when I remember to post on Instagram, I follow that hashtag and I use it when I do my Halloween stitching on the 13th. I have to get better at Instagram posting. We'll talk about that in plans. Anyway, right now, my current Halloween project is the Halloween Squirrel by the Blue Flower, which is also planned to be finished this year. And I got a little bit of stitching done on the adult squirrel leg. So I'm stitching this on 40 count straw flower by Lakeside Linens. And I'm so close, right? Like I feel like I'm over halfway done. And Crisscross Stitch has a hashtag for Halloween stitching in the summer. And I want to say it's hashtag spooky summer stitch. I'll try to remember to put it in the description box below because summer's not over and we're still stitching Halloween. Okay, then we're getting to my camping stitching. I took 4 projects with me and I thought I would get so much stitching done. I did touch 3 projects, but in a very minimal way. You know, you take things on vacation, you think that you're gonna have all this time. And I mean, we were camping, we're not really doers. So like when we camp, we're mostly just wanna hang out at the campsite and just relax and enjoy the nature. And I thought I would cross stitch, but I didn't, I just enjoyed the nature. So I brought with me Arranging the KitchenAids by Ink Circles. And I'm trying to get all the little appliances outlined so that I can take this with me to the retreat I'm going to in November and only have to worry about filling in. And I did get a couple more done. So this is 30 count light khaki by Weeks Dye Works. Also, if you stitch this one on 30 count, it's supposed to be able to fit into a 5x7 frame because I don't love 30 count. It's my least favorite fabric. I'd much rather stitch on 28, which makes your project large, than 30. I don't know. There's something about the size of the X's, or it just doesn't feel right, 30 count to me, but I'm plugging along at it. Anyway, I got the mitt done, this mitt and the egg beater whisk thing. And I don't know if this is supposed to be a spoon. And I started something. I don't know what it is because it's only like 1 stitch in. So just kind of plugging along. This is the one I took to Helen D's and I thought that I would get a lot of stitching done. It's like I've never stitched with people before to know like so much chatting happens, very little stitching. Okay. I also took the Personal is Political by Bendy Stitchy, which should look like this when it's done. I mean, mine won't look exactly like this because I'm using green fabric and not pink, but it will look similar. And I'm stitching mine on 40 count Salt Marsh by R&R Reproductions. And I've got a cut of fabric I have not cut the fabric away. Like this is entirely too large. But I got a teeny tiny amount done on this one. I got the plant done. I still have to put the basket that the plant is in, but the plant is done. So close. This got called for a finish in July. It's okay. I have a feeling I'm gonna get so much stitching done in August, and it will make up for the fact that I did almost none in July. I can't even blame it on the pool this year. The weather has been like, oh, it has not been a good pool season at all. Like we'll have a day, like today and tomorrow is good pool weather. It's humid, it's high 80s, but then the rest of the week it's down into the 70s. And I am not the kind of person that sits at the pool when it's not at least 80 degrees. I don't have small children anymore that will go in the pool no matter what the weather. So I don't know, it's gonna be hot. And it's been a weird summer weather-wise so far. Maybe August will be different. Speaking of weather, I know that other than New England, the rest of the country is going to be getting some brutally hot weather this week, and I think for the next few weeks, if I read the news correctly. And New England is going to be below average. I don't know, I don't get it. But for those of you who are going to be experiencing some really, really hot weather, stay cool and stay hydrated and be safe and stay in the air conditioning and all that stuff. And then very, very briefly, I took out Forever and Ever, the first in the Songbird Garden series by Cottage Garden Stamplings. And I worked a little bit on, I mean, a very little bit on the lead, like the circle that's going to be coming around on this side. So I did this. That's it. Like, why isn't this, I started this in January. It should be done. It's so pretty. This is 36 count tin roof by Weeks Dye Works. And I'm stitching it one strand over two. I like one strand on 36 count. And that's it. That was all my whips. I mean, I feel like it's been 3 weeks since I've made a floss tube, and that's not really a lot to show. Oh well, it's okay. I know it's been 3 weeks since I made my last floss tube, but I did make a floss tube extra last week. If you missed it, I did like a less than 10-minute video where I showed off my, wow, my brain stopped working, my stitching storage situation, if you're into that sort of thing. Okay. We are now on to the haul portion, which might be a little bit bigger than my whips. First of all, I had a day where I went to the World in Stitches for second Saturday stitching group, and a lot of stitching happened. Okay, not a lot of stitching happened, but a lot of buying happened. I picked up there the Equality Sampler by Plum Street. It's got the Declaration of Sentiments. So I'm gonna stitch that at some point. And then I got all this. What is that? I have a beetle inside my bag. This is because I had my bag outside with me, and a Japanese beetle flew into it and died. I'm feeling a little uncomfortable now. Okay. I got all this. This is all my stuff. Where's my receipt? We don't need to see my receipt. Let me stick that back in the bag. All right, Pam, you wanted to keep this to 45 minutes or less, and you're playing around with your storage. Okay, I got the Just Cross Stitch Halloween issue. There were some really cute things in here. I'm not gonna do a flip through, but I will show you My favorite, oh my gosh, this one's so cute. I probably am gonna have to stitch that one. That's really cute, but that's not the one I was gonna show you. Hold on, let me look at the thing at the back. This one. Like, that will be stitched. I need to stitch that. It says, the harvest moon glows round and bold in pumpkin shades outlined in gold. Beware what dare crawls up your sleeve, for 'tis the night called Hallows Eve. I love that. So yeah, I have stitched nothing from last year's Halloween magazine, but apparently I have plans to stitch out of this one. And then I know at this point you've all heard that we lost Barb Adams from Blackbird Designs, which was a huge loss, and sad. It's very sad. And I had been putting off getting some charts. I'm not a huge Blackbird stitcher, but I was in my feelings about it anyway. I mean, anytime you lose someone who is such a huge part of this community, you're bound to feel sad. And the idea that, I don't know, I'm not good with words. I was feeling some feelings, and I do have 2 Blackbirds that I finished that are going off to the framer this week as well. So I picked up a stack, and I'll show them. So I got Souvenirs of Summer, which is patriotic stitching. Mostly I really liked this one. I don't know what it's called, but I need to stitch that badly. And then I picked up Sweetland of Liberty. So many things. I'm not gonna do a flip through, but I must stitch that. I must. That is gonna look amazing on this wall next summer. Oh my, like I think I'm gonna have that done for next summer. Somebody needs to slap me hard. Oh my gosh. All right, then I got the Winds of Autumn. I really need to stitch this acorn one. Hold on, where is it? This one. Like, I need to stitch that. That would be a really nice birthday start for me this year. Maybe, we'll see. And then the 2 that are going off to the framer this week are part of the Magical Mystery Tour series, the ones that have to do with the Beatles. It's Yellow Submarine that I've stitched and Octopus's Garden. And so I got Strawberry Fields Forever. I definitely need to stitch this. I got Eleanor Rigby. Oh my God, it's so pretty. I want to stitch this like yesterday. And then I got The Long and Winding Road. I don't know if I'll do the shaker box finish. It's kind of not my style, but I like the pattern. And then this is not part of that series, but I got Feast of Friendship. I can't, like, I love that house and I can't. How have I not already stitched this? I don't know. So that was my haul from World in Stitches. And then Bendy Stitchy had a live sale. I love her live sales. You don't always, you're not guaranteed that you're gonna get to buy the thing you wanna buy, but she does it in a fair way. And they're just fun to, like, I love to stitch while she's doing them. And if I get something, I get something, and if I don't, I don't. So I got 2 things from Bags Plus. I forget what they're called, but I have a couple of these where, like, you've got a pocket on this side, and I think they're perfect for, like, those. I do a lot of small to medium projects versus big projects, and they fit nicely in these. This one has more pockets than my other ones, though. Cute little mermaids. And then this is my first one of these. I don't know what it's called, but I'm sure if you go on Bags Plus's Etsy site, you'll see them and you'll see what they're called. So you've got pockets, and then you've got like a zipper thing for, you know, scissors and whatnot, or your fancy floss. And then you've got a loop for your highlighter or pencil or whatever the heck you want to keep there. So really like this. We'll tie that later. Then my Floss of the Month Club came in from Forbidden Fiber Co. I'm torn. I've said that I'm going to cancel all of my of the month things. And I haven't, because I love these so much yet. I haven't yet because I love these so much. I like reordered those words. I'll show them really quick because they're just beautiful. It's $30 a month. That includes shipping, and you get 12 skeins of cotton floss, which I think is a good deal. So this one is a one of a kind, and it's called Poe. Then Sea Gray. I love that variegation. I love a variegated floss. This is also a one of a kind, and it is called Troubled Waters. Oh, this one might be my favorite. This one's called Heartthrob. Look at that variegation. That's so fun. This is Greige. I don't think it's very greige though. I think it's definitely in the land of beige and not greige. Celery. It's very celery. Pacific. I've never seen the Pacific Ocean. Oh, that feels sad. I should make that a priority. This is Silver Bells, which I actually think I already have. So I've got my first double. Not through any fault of Forbidden Fiber Co. I think it came in, it might have come in a box that I received from Black Needle Society. I'm not sure. I am magnetic mahogany. I feel like they're showing up good against my black shirt versus my red wall. Sugar Plum. It's very sugar plummy. Gingerly. Gingerly's having a bad hair day. All right, here we go. And then lastly, Poinsettia. That's really pretty, very variegated red. So those all came in. And then my last box that I have from my last Stash Delights box came. So this is the June box from Stash Delights, and it comes with the purple tissue paper. And this one is based, the theme is supposed to be home. It always comes with a little treat. We got some peach rings. I can leave those out and eat them now. It always comes with like a little bag of goodies. So there's this really cool like doily. I don't know, is that like crocheted? And I already know what I'm doing with it. There's some Delica seed beads in opaque white gold luster. I don't know what that means, but we got some little white seed beads. And then some vintage buttons. And some like retro rickrack. So those were all in there. And then inside the fun little bag, there's always some silk and some cotton floss. So I got, this is her French spun silk, and it's Beaver Gray. Beaver Gray. And then this one is the Duo. Her duos are funny. Like, I think it's like 6 colors in the strand, and you can like cut it. There's instructions. I haven't used one yet, but this one's very pretty. It's called Favorite Blanket. And then there is a Fiber on a Whim called Merlot. And lastly, this is a Stitch You Box exclusive called Vintage Doily from Gentle Arts. There was a chart called Crochet Charm. Liz always makes these charts to kind of use up those weird little extra flosses you have, so you can like put whatever colors you want in there. And lastly, there was a cut of fabric from Fiber on a Whim called, it's 36 count linen, and I can't read what it's called to save my life, but if you can read that, maybe you can let me know what it says. It's a really pretty light gray. All right, and that was my last one, because I kind of want to do other things. The Stitchy boxes are $40, and that includes the shipping. And you always get floss and silk and a chart and extra little doodads. And that's it. That's my haul. I'm doing this. I thought this would be forever, and it's not. Okay. So what comes next? Plans. I plan on stitching on Hawthorne Hollow on Thursday at the very least. I'm still continuing with my Gifty July. So I finished the ornaments I needed to finish. I have started the small for my November retreat, which I'm not going to show because I know quite a few of you who watch me are going to that retreat. And I don't want to spoil the surprise. I do have a couple of Stitchy Friend gifts I still need to stitch. And then it's going to be August before we chat again. Can you believe that? Like, not only are we halfway through the year, we're halfway through summer. Last year felt like 3 years, and this year has felt like 3 months. Like, time is a weird thing. Anyway, in August, so I'll talk a little bit. I'm not making hard plans for August. I do know that I would like to really try and finish the Pixels That Made Us. I'm so close. I want to get that done in August. I want to catch up on my WIPCO blocks that have been called that I have not finished. And then I follow Pam and Steph from Just Keep Stitching on Instagram, and I think it was Pam, but it might have been Steph, had posted that Kia Bee Quilting is doing one of those like things on Instagram where there's a prompt every day, and you know, like one of those prompts. And I'm gonna do it because my goal in August is to post every day on Instagram. I have been slacking. And I know that you don't have to post on Instagram if you don't want to, but I feel like I want to. So I'm going to use that prompt thing for August to kick my butt into gear. It's called hashtag common threaded stitcher. So I think if you, I'll put the hashtag below. I think if you follow that hashtag right now, you'll be able to pull up the prompts if you're on Instagram and you're interested in that sort of thing. Okay, so yeah, that brings us to the giveaway. So last time, also first, I've had some giveaways, and if you watched my Stitchy Storage video, you'll have seen that I had a cube with a bunch of things already packaged up, ready to go to the mailbox that haven't made it there. And I told you that I was going to make it to the mailbox, and I have not. And I don't know what my problem is with the going to the post office. I do know that I have struggled hard this year with organization. Like my brain feels very foggy all the time, and I cannot get myself organized. And so like one thing takes up all my energy. So like I filmed Flosstube today, and that's it. And when I'm done, I will go sit out by the pool because that's all my brain can handle. And tomorrow the cat goes to the vet, and that's all my brain can handle. So I'm hoping on Wednesday that all my brain can handle will be going to the post office. I don't know if this is like because of a year of not socializing much, or if my doctor did send me to the neurologist because I mean, we're talking some heavy brain fog, and you know, he made me do all the tests, which I passed. So I don't know, we'll see. It might just be that I need more vitamin D in my life. Sorry, didn't mean to go on a weird medical tangent. Anyway, I haven't made it to the post office, but they're ready to go. So at some point, everybody who've won their giveaways is gonna be like, oh, I forgot I won this 4 weeks ago. What a surprise. And that'll make it even more extra special. That's all I can say. I'm sorry. But anyway, last week's giveaway was this gnome chart. It's the last one that was sponsored by mybobbin.com. And I asked you to use the word gnome in the comment, and 45 people entered, and Rachel Wasserman won. Yay, Rachel Wasserman. And so I have Rachel's address already. That will go to the post office this week. Somebody who knows me needs to message me every day. Actually, I can't even say that because I've needed to get fabric out to one of my stitchy friends. She's gonna make me a project bag, and I have it, and she messages me all the time. She's like, have you got your fabric sent out yet? And I'm like, no. So even with that sort of prompting, I still haven't made it to the post office. Somebody give me some tips on how to get some motivation happening in my life. Okay. This week's giveaway, we are back to, where is it? I am taking charts out of my January 2006 Stitcher's World magazine. And these get folded up, tri-fold, so they can fit in an envelope and just go with one stamp. So if you're not into that sort of thing, if you don't want your chart folded, don't enter. But if you are interested in this chart, do you see, it's a sun, it's a really cool sun, and it's called, hold on. It's called Summer Sun, and it is by Sandra Parlow. I'm not sure who that is. But it's really cute and appropriate for this time of year, and especially appropriate, I guess only appropriate if you're up in my hemisphere, in the northern hemisphere. I mean, maybe, although if you're down in the southern hemisphere, maybe you're fondly wishing that it were summer now for you instead of winter. So it would still be good to stitch. You are gonna get a bonus chart because there were some black work bookmarks on the back of this that I wanted to keep, but I wanted you to be able to get the picture. So anyway, here's how to enter. Number one, you need to be 18 so that you can fill out my Happy Mail form and not make me a creeper. And number two, you have to fill out my Happy Mail form, which is in the description box below. If you've already filled it out, you don't have to do it again. It's a one-time fill out thing unless your information is changed. Then you can fill it out again. Number three, you're gonna use the word summer in your comment. You can tell me how your summer is going. I don't know, just use the word summer. There's no extra prompt. And number four, make sure you don't use words like giveaway or win or prize or any of that jazz. Okay? And that will go out, well, that'll get picked next week. And that's it, we're almost at the bird update portion. If you have enjoyed my video and you want to help sponsor next week's Flowers of the Week, I have a Buy Me a Coffee link, which is, I don't know if I have an app, but I think you can go to the website. The link is always in my description box below. But it's a way that you can help support my channel and help fund the flowers that always show up on the table behind me. And then if there's ever anything extra, then I use it for, sometimes I buy a fancy floss, sometimes I actually buy a coffee. And lately I've been working on getting Flossmas ready. I did a giveaway last year for Flossmas, and I'd like to do something similar. If you were around for Flossmas last year, you know how that went. I'm thinking of doing something similar, but a little more oomph to it. Anyway, so I've been working on that. And as always, you can watch my channels, and I love that you're here. And the best part about Flosstube is the community. But if you would like to support me and you have an extra $5, you can use the Buy Me a Coffee link. And I appreciate it every time. I'm never gonna get good at that. Anyway, bird update. I bought these things. They're called nectar drops. And they're little mini hummingbird feeders that you hold in your hand. So the idea is that if you stand really still and you stand by your hummingbird feeder, you have to put your, you put your sugar water in here, that you can get a hummingbird to eat out of them. I've done it a couple times because then I went camping. I have not had success yet. I have had him like right here. The hummingbird has been like, what the heck are you doing? But he hasn't made it over to these yet. So by the end of the summer, my goal is to get a hummingbird to eat out of my hand. The paperwork that came with it said to wear sunglasses when you do it because they get a little creeped out if they can see your eyes move. So I don't know if he was just checking himself out in the reflection of my sunglasses, but he wasn't eating out of my little nectar drops. If you're a backyard birder and you've been following the news, you know that there's this weird, mysterious bird illness happening in the mid-Atlantic states. There have been no reported cases in Massachusetts or Rhode Island, but the Massachusetts and Rhode Island, like environmental people, whoever does that stuff, is recommending that you take your bird feeders down because they don't know for sure, but in the chance that it's a disease that they're spreading through congregating, that a feeder could be a problem. They don't know that that's what's happening or if it's something in the bird's environment. It tends to be the bigger birds, like the jays and the robins and the starlings and the grackles, which I had been having a huge starling and grackle problem in my feeder. I didn't want to take down my feeders, but I did change the feeder situation. And I can't remember if I talked about this last week. So I took down my tray feeder because that's where the big birds were congregating. And I took down the bird waterer because I felt like dirty, like by the end of the day, that water is a little iffy because some of the big birds sit in it in order to reach over to my little bird feeder and get seed out of it. So I took that down. So I only have my canister feeder up now, and I got a thistle feeder. So for the most part, 90% of the day, it's just the little birds there. And I thought it was a good compromise I'm looking over at my bird feeder now that I'm talking about it, like you can see, but you can't. I thought it was a good compromise. If we find out that there is a confirmed case in Massachusetts or Rhode Island, they're just gonna come down. But for now, I'm going halfway. I don't know. I couldn't take them down. I felt bad for my birds. Anyway, I've been getting a lot of hummingbird action. The Orioles are still coming. It's the only big bird feeder I left up because nobody else eats out. I say that, nobody else eats out of the Oriole feeder, but the Orioles, except yesterday, I had a juvenile mockingbird eating the oranges. Not the jelly, just the oranges. I think that's it. That's all my bird updates. This will happen. 50 minutes, we're good. All right, if you guys stuck with me through bird update, thanks. Because I know it's not for everyone. Stay cool. I know it's supposed to get really hot if you're not in New England, and stay safe and healthy. And I appreciate you for watching and commenting and being my stitchy friend. And I will see you guys next week. Bye everyone.